Okay, so welcome. This is Escape Velocity Nova. It's a fun space game. Just decided to play a bit. I haven't played it in a few years, so I'm probably gonna stink. But I figured I may as well record. So I'll take everybody through some of the intro missions, and then this games can be kind of boring to watch because there's a ton of text. And this is like just the history of the universe, people exploring space, yada da, Federation ships, etc. So, uh, this here is my ship, this little shuttle thing. It's pretty boring. It's got a teeny little gun. So, hopefully, this doesn't get too dull to watch. I'll try landing here, go through some of the introductory missions. Now, a lot of this game is about trading and doing little like interplanetary equipment drops and things, so I might just go try and fight stuff, so that'll be a much more interesting video. So this says that I'm like getting hit on by some dude or something. So anyway, this guy's going to teach us about the game. And this is my big gripe about the game, is all this teeny little text. I don't hate text in games, but some of these run to 3 pages for the story missions, so it's just a ton to read. Okay, so he wants us to go to Earth, and then he'll show us some of the ropes. I'll bring up the map. I got all these hyperspace jump points. I'm gonna try to get to Earth. This is a brand new ship. I haven't played in a while, so I'm probably gonna run out of fuel somewhere and die. Well, this game came out a long time ago. I think late 90s, early 2000s. And I got really obsessed with it when I first got it. I got it on one of those little demo CDs they used to send out with all kinds of games and cheap programs and things on them. This is one of the first computer games I got really obsessed with when I was younger. So I decided to boot up my old copy after so long and give it another try. Okay, so here we are at Earth. Do 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 do. Trying to land, you gotta really slow down ship to land. There's a lot of kind of finicky maneuvering in this game. So now we land. He wants me to go over to the trade center. The trade center, the lifeblood of our civilization. Yeah. Okay. So, wants me to buy and sell things, so I should buy these medical supplies because they're selling for low. And then we'll go fly to a planet where they're selling for more and sell them all. So, yeah, that's a large part of this game. It's one of the best ways to make money is to buy commodities at these planets and then fly to another planet and then sell them and make all your profit. I've done that before. I find it a little dull in the early part of the game. If I wind up having to do too much of that, I might just skip that in my videos. This is the other good way to make money, is cargo runs. These are usually shorter. You know where you're going. The problem with the trade center stuff is you don't know what sells where. There's no like in-game system to tell you where you should sell things, so you kind of just have to remember your good trade runs. But these ones actually tell you where you're going. They pay pretty well, especially later on when you can carry a lot of cargo. But I don't want to be a cargo ship. I've been a cargo ship before, and I'd rather... Alright, trade between Earth and Port Kane. I'd much rather just get some quick cash together and start being like a space pirate and fighting and capturing ships. It's one of the great things in this game. Oops, I forgot to get fuel. When this bar up in the corner with the little squiggly line next to it is empty, it means you're completely out of fuel. So, can't fly anywhere. I mean, you can fly, you get the maneuvering thrusters, but you can't go into hyperspace, which makes it a little hard to get around. So I've got to recharge. While I'm here, I'll see if I can afford, yes, the solar panels. So I always get a solar panel on any ship because it lets you recharge your ship off the sun. It can take a while, but it's so useful because you don't want to spend your last bit of fuel jumping to some place hoping that you'll get refueled, and it winds up being this unexplored dead zone with no planets, and then you're just screwed. I mean, you can ask for help from other people, but they're kinda, it's jerks. Nobody wants to help you. Everybody would much rather shoot you and steal your stuff. It's one of the problems with the early game is if you go exploring too much, you'll run into like super powerful space pirates who have no problem blowing your ship out of the sky. Okay. So I'm gonna land here. Alright. At the trade center. Alright, the medical supplies we can sell. And then we need to make some money by selling equipment at Wolf 359. Alright, so we sell that and make some money back. I think I might have made enough to pay for those solar panels actually, which is nice. And buy equipment. I know this is becoming riveting, but I just want to go through the intro missions. And then, like I said, if it continues being boring after that, I'll skip some of it until I get a okay ship and we can go a pirating. These guys are... Oop, I lost them. These guys are some of the most powerful ships in the game. I was hoping that he'd leave the ship destroyed. Early on, you can get lucky. There's a lot of other random fights going on as you fly around, and early on you can get lucky and find a derelict spacecraft that you can capture, and if it's better than your ship, you can use it, or you can make it an escort ship, or if it just stinks, you can take it and sell it and buy a better ship. Yeah, I'll tend to hang around at fights, especially when my energy's recharging with my solar panels, and kind of hope that they'll leave a derelict. It doesn't happen too often because for some reason the AI in this game loves to blow up stuff. That's all it wants to do after a fight is it goes up to the ship, even though it's not moving, it'll just blow it out of the sky, probably so you can't just find derelict ships hanging around everywhere. So, now, for a second I thought we were going to Earth, but we're not. But I will land here to recharge my ship. And we can see what's around. This is the shipyard. None of these are very good ships. But we might be able to afford one in a little bit. Like, this thing's a pretty good pirate fighter. It's pretty fast and has some powerful weapons on it. Be a little while before I can afford that. That's definitely not the most expensive ship in the game. These things are ugly, but if you're doing equipment runs, you should buy one of these while you're trading. Has a huge amount of storage space. If you get a fleet of these, you can make a ton of money really quickly if you're doing the trade routes. Alright, so now we've got to go to Wolf 359. Star Trek fans will recognize that as where humans had an epic last battle against the Borg. Honestly, I'm not sure if it's a real, like, place that astronomers have named and they just use it in a lot of science fiction, or if it's a Star Trek reference. Alright, land here, do some more exciting trading. Hey, more exciting stuff. Alright. So we'll sell that. Then he says that we should go back to Earth. And he'll show me some of the good stuff. So hopefully that'll make this video a little less boring. Okay, jumping. Had to get far enough from the planet. You can't hyperspace next to a planet for some unexplained reason. It's not like anything like it's gonna blow up the planet or anything cool like they do in some series either. It's just some arbitrary thing, because you can get some equipment on your ship that lets you jump close to planets. So I don't know why you can't just jump close to the planet. Alright, let's go look at the outfitters. And this is where you buy stuff. See, this is my main problem with this game is you get like pages of this teeny tiny text. Alright, I can't really afford too many upgrades. We can go somewhere else and see what non-Federation people offer. Done. Leave. I tend not to read a lot of that. Sometimes I will if I'm doing like a story piece or something, but a lot of the time I just bring up my thing. It's like head to the Rathu, Rider Ions, something. Anyway, go there. If you pull up your map, there's a big freaking arrow pointed to it. Makes it pretty easy. So we'll head over there. I had to play a short game before this just so I could remember all the keyboard commands. This game is like you use the mouse for very little. I had to rearrange some key controls for the WASD because the way the game's originally laid out, you use the arrow keys to fly around, which is just really awkward. So I had to kind of play with the controls, get everything going. Pretty much every key on the keyboard is linked to something in this game. There's a billion hotkeys. So you can, like all computer games, you can rearrange the controls to whatever you feel like, but since almost every key does something, it's a real pain to get everything working the way you want it. Ah! See, I just got hit in some random crossfire there. That's one thing it makes the game a little exciting and more interesting, but seems like every time you do anything, there's at least two people fighting, if not like entire battle fleets, which is really cool to watch. But when you're early on and in your teeny little shuttle, if you get caught in between that, you're dead. Like if you see a Federation battle fleet and Auroran or whoever battle fleet going at it, you better get out of the way really quickly. Alright, now we land on this moon, which is a moon, not a battle station. Alright. Let's look at the outfitters, see what they got. They got pretty much all the same stuff. I don't know why I came out here. This weird grava whatever missile. Knocks onto the gravity of the target. Oh. It's kind of cool, but I can't afford any. I can't fit them on my ship. It takes 5 tons to fit. No, it's overpriced, etc. I really prefer to kind of steal ship stuff. So even if you're not playing as like a pirate, you can disable ships and take them over and either use them as escorts, which I usually do, or just sell them. Oh, oops. I think I was supposed to pick up another training missions from here, and I didn't do it. Okay, the bar. Alright. Starship captain. I'm becoming a good starship captain. And the bar, for some reason, is where most of the missions come from. Everybody's really drunk in this universe, I guess. Alright, now we can go into the combat stuff. Alright. So, I get to try to blow up something, maybe. I've played this a couple times, and this derelict ship that I'm supposed to blow up never appears for some reason, but it doesn't affect the mission. I can also gamble. Recently I've always been betting on blue, because that's my girlfriend's favorite color. Oh, it lost. But, I don't know, it's a random number generator, plays you a cool little video. But, oh, and red. Oh well. You don't really make that much gambling, but you don't lose that much either. It's kind of a fun little diversion. Well, let's see. Yeah, there's the derelict. I can't talk to it because it's empty. Can I board it? I wonder if it'll let me board it. That'd be kind of funny if I can capture the ship that I'm supposed to blow up for target practice. I've never tried. It's really, really finicky to try to board ships. I cannot capture it. No odds to capture. I could steal its energy, but I have full energy, so I'll just abort that and let's blow it out of the sky. Yacha! Yeah, whoops, I accidentally shot that giant carrier ship. Hopefully they're not mad at me. Let's see how long it's taking me to even destroy this like teeny tiny already damaged ship. I think this ship really stinks at combat. It's your little starter shuttle. You're not supposed to fight people with it. So yeah, first priority after these training missions is going to be to get a better ship. So I destroyed the derelict. Now I'm going to go down here to see some fighting. Because if you go down there, the federations and the neighbors are always fighting. So if you go to any of the border planets, there's always a ton of like giant battleships going at each other. Makes me jealous because I want a giant battleship and I've never been able to afford one. And all the times I've played, I remember a long time ago I got really lucky once and found one of the best ships in the game just floating there as a derelict. And I took it over, and then I got way too excited about it and started trying to conquer star systems and make my own empire and got destroyed really quickly. You can reload, but I was playing on the on what they call strict, I think, which is like hardcore Iron Man mode where you die and you die. You don't get to reload. Okay, now I just get to hang around and wait. I'll turn the times 2 speed on. Spinning. Anytime I'm bored in a video game, I spin. I don't know why. Makes it slightly more amusing. Hopefully it's more fun to watch. Just waiting for my energy to come back. I know, I think anybody who's played this game is gonna be like, no, just land at the planet. There's a planet right there, why don't you just land and recharge? Because I like to save my money. It's silly, but I think waiting around for a couple minutes is worth it to not spend money on fuel. Let's see giant frickin' battleships going at each other. It's pretty cool, but I don't know. Space combat in the game isn't as fun to watch. Well, let's go around this so I don't get killed. Okay. Landing. Okay, so giant block of text talking about war and backstory and junk. Anybody who's interested, this game's been out forever. All this stuff's written up online. You could look up the story. You could download the game and play it yourself. It's still pretty expensive, I think. So I think it's like $30 for the unlock key. I bought it a long time ago, so I didn't have to repay. But yeah, I don't know how worth it'll be to some people. It's really fun, but it's also a pretty old game. So now here's the shipyard. You can buy things. Now this is one of my favorite ships ever. Has this insane like gun thing around the edge that just shoots ion cannons at people. I think that's these ion particle cannons. No, it's called a ring of something or other. But this one doesn't have it yet. But this is an awesome giant ship, and see how it costs like almost 12 million credits. So yeah, actually it does cost 12 million credits. If I trade in my pitiful little ship, I can take off 0.02 million. So something like this I might be able to afford in a little while. Some of these things, I think these pirate ships are pretty good, but of course if you're in a pirate ship, it's gonna be illegal, so the government might come after you. But I want to play as a pirate this time, so who cares what the government wants. This time I will recharge because I don't really want to wait around in a combat zone for my ship to recharge. Alright, let's head back to Earth. Think these tutorial missions are almost over. I'll probably end my video after we drop this guy off for the final time. Bury. It'll bury in my cargo. All your cargo appears over on the side. Not bury the special cargo. Landing. Oh. There's the BBS. I'm not sure what that stands for, but it's where you get all your missions. Oh, there's Barry telling me how the thing works. I think I just need to drop him off at whatever stupid backward planet he was going to, and then that's the end of the tutorial. Ooh doo doo doo. Do 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 do. Alright. Jump in. There's usually a giant fight going on at one of these places because these are the wild geese mercenary people. But I guess nothing interesting happening here. Two jumps to drop off Barry. I find Barry kind of annoying, largely because he talks so much and I have to read it all. He's really just trying to be helpful. Good old Barry. Nope, that means I'm being attacked. That alarm means I'm being attacked by someone. This marauder here. Well, let's see. I'm either gonna do okay and be able to hold my own here, or I'm going to get destroyed. Either way, it'll be an interesting end to the video. Maybe. This fight is so boring. It's like watching two flies bump into each other, which would be pretty interesting because I've never seen that happen. So, you know, it's basically a space tickle fight, which I think about to lose, which is pretty depressing. I'm not that good at aiming in this game. Aiming is difficult. Oop, my ship's disabled and blown up. Okay, so that was fun. My ship blew up. Oh, that's I think a pretty accurate depiction of the game. Your ship will blow up, especially early on. So yeah, I died. Um, yeah, I think I'm gonna start again. I probably won't record the tutorial again. I might get some money up and start with a slightly better ship. So tune in next time for that. And hopefully we can start our space pirate career and it'll be a lot more interesting.